Keyshawn's toughest opponent is 100% himself. Can anyone else beat him? Can Albright beat him? Highly unlikely, but let's just talk on Keyshawn for a bit. I try so hard to like this guy. In the ring, he is beautiful to watch. Rewatching the last fight against Albright, it was a shutout. Albright had no answers, and that overhand right over the top, his footwork, his distance. Albright's awkward. Watching Albright's other fights where he's had success, he can put combinations together, he can get fighters off balance. Keyshawn looked like he could have done whatever he wanted at any point during that fight. So is it going to be the same again? Look, most probably, but Albright's biggest chance is sticking to his game plan and waiting for Keyshawn to unravel himself. And let's take it back. We've already seen this. And this is why I just can't like the guy. I appreciate that he took a year off, tried to get himself right, coming back saying he's a changed fighter, he's a disciplined fighter. I wake up this morning to watch the weigh-in to see, a bit of tension, a bit of bad blood, what we're expecting. And I see the guy misses weight again. Now, again, it's not what he missed last time. Last time he was a glass of water away from a whole division above. And that just, to me, I know it was 2 years ago, but it just leaves such a bad taste in my mouth. Coming in that far above, a whole weight division above pretty much, shows you had no intention to meet the weight, totally disrespecting your opponent, having the arrogance to think you can offer him $50,000 of your $1 million purse for the fight to continue in front of your home crowd, and then there's obviously the debacle after the fight. There's something wrong in his brain. I feel you can see it in his eyes. Like, the eyes never lie. You look at him in the eyes and I just don't believe a single word he says. Put it this way. Would you buy a used car off Keyshaw Davis? Absolutely not. And that might be what he ends up doing when he derails himself. To go into another fighter's dressing room just because your brother lost, start a fight. I don't care what you say happened, and we'll never know because we weren't there, but you had no business being in that dressing room. You put your child in harm's way. The stroller was just left while there's a bunch of hotheads all punching on. And the home event got cancelled. Your home fans came out to see you. They paid their money. They spent their Saturday night, and you disappointed them. So he takes time off. He's saying he's getting himself right. In his last fight against, Ortiz, I like seeing a bit of showboating and fighting sometimes, but there's just something different about his showboating in the last couple of rounds before he stopped him. It just seemed untasteful. And now here again, it's only 0.2 of a pound, but, to us that aren't professional athletes, that doesn't sound like a lot. But let me ask you this. How often do you see fighters come in overweight? For someone that calls himself the businessman, someone that says he's ready for everyone in the division, to have that lack of discipline going into a fight, it just tells me that you're not ready for this level, you're not ready for the spotlight, and hey, not all of us could handle it. That's why we're not professional fighters. That's why there's only a select few that can do it. 27 years old when he is now. I think back when I was 27 years old, there's problems there. So, I don't want to kind of sound like I'm being dismissive and I'm saying it's easy. It's certainly not. But I'm also not saying I'm a professional fighter. I'm ready to take on the division. He's saying that, and his behavior isn't showing it. So let's look at the fight briefly. Honestly, I don't think there's a lot to talk about. Albright, he's someone that doesn't sit down in his punches. His feet just never seem to be in the right position. The only time I see him successful is when he is putting punches together. He does throw punches nearly like a tighter Maidana. He's throwing awkward, kind of overhand punches. He's got a bit of a short, looping jab. But you watch that jab all night. Keyshawn's going to be timing that jab, and he's going to be coming overhand with that swift overhand right. He's got a really wide stance, Keyshawn does. He's going to be able to generate a lot of power. I honestly think he's going to be able to have his way with Albright. I think he stops him late. But I think Keyshawn stops himself later in his career. We'll see. I hope I'm wrong, because I'd love to see some of his talent go all the way and give us some great fights. He certainly seems like he wants all the smoke. He wants to be active. Let's just see if he can put it together out of the ring. For now, this is Matt with Taylor of the Tape.